Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. The government decides on constitutional amendment, country's official stamp to be changed through the proposed amendment. Total coronavirus case reaches 516 in Nepal. 70 people have recovered so far. Security personnel, the new risk group for coronavirus, safety measures taken to protect the frontliners. Plane crashes in residential area of Pakistan, more than 90 feared dead in the accident. And Premier League chief executive says the league ready to move to phase 2, return date to be decided soon. And now the news in detail. The government has proposed amendment of the constitution to determine the official seal of the state as per the new political map of Nepal. As per the decision of the Council of Ministers, the Ministry of Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs proposed the bill at the Parliamentary Secretariat. The bill and the other official letters, including the amended seal, were endorsed by Minister of Law Dr. Sivamaya Tumbahamfe before it was officially submitted at the Secretariat. Friday morning's meeting of the Council of Ministers decided to include Limpiadhura, Kalapani and Lipulek into the new political and official map of Nepal through constitutional amendment. Schedule 3 of the Constitution includes the provisions regarding the coat of arms of Nepal. The amendment was proposed to amend the said coat of arms in the official seal of Nepal. The total number of positive cases of coronavirus has crossed 500 in Nepal. The Health Ministry has informed that the total number of positive cases for coronavirus in the country has reached 516. However, 3 have died from the pandemic, including 1 woman from Sindhupalchok, 1 man from Bake Narayanpur, and recently 1 man from Gulmi. According to the Health Ministry, coronavirus has now reached 40 districts in Nepal. More than 50% of the current cases had returned from India, but recently infection has also been detected in people with no recent travel history. 70 people have also completely recovered from the disease and returned home, according to the ministry. An agreement has been reached in the Legislative Committee to order a jail term of 14 years to anyone who is guilty of swindling more than 100 million rupees. On Friday, the discussion on the amendment of the Corruption Prevention Act 2059 in the Legislative Committee ended with an agreement of issuing a jail term of 10 to 14 years to anyone involved in corruption of more than 100 million rupees. The chairman of the committee, Parsuram Meghi Guru, informed that an agreement was also reached on the penalty amount for the perpetrator equal to the amount swindled.
₹50,000 कसैले घुस लियो आदि भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ प्रस्तावमा 1 महिनादेखि 6 महिनासम्म कैद हुने भन्ने चाहिँ छ र यसले हामीले के बुझ्नुपर्छ भने यो चाहिँ ठहरिएको चाहिँ तपाईको त्यो रकम पनि जफत हुन्छ र त्यही अनुसारको जरिमाना पनि त्यही बराबरी जरिमाना पनि हुन्छ.
In the discussion, MP Ram Narayan Bidari said that corruption will be further curbed if the property of the family members of the person involved in the corruption can also be frozen.
मान्छेहरुको सम्पत्ति समेत चोरी गर्न हामी सक्यौं भने भ्रष्टाचार चाहिँ निर्मूल अथवा नियन्त्रण हुन्छ निर्मूलता.
After the amendment of the Act is complete, more clarity will be gained about how high up the new rule can affect in the public sector, private sector and political sector. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. Relatives of a woman who died because of COVID-19 have been discharged from the Dhulikhel Hospital, Kabre, yesterday. The 29-year-old new mother's death on 16th May had been registered as the first COVID-19 fatality in Nepal. The deceased baby, husband, sister and her mother-in-law have all been discharged, informed Dr. Ramesh Makaju, Administrative Officer of Dhulikhel Hospital. The infant, although suffered from jaundice and red pox initially, but recovered after receiving treatment by a team of child care specialists, Dr. Makaju further informed. Dr. Makaju released a press statement on behalf of the Dhulikhel Hospital that read, "The relatives of the deceased mother have been discharged after testing negative for COVID-19 twice." The statement has also advised that the discharged patient be quarantined at Sindhupalchok district for a week and then opt for a RDT test again. Novel coronavirus that originated in China's Wuhan has now spread across the globe, affecting the economy as well as people's lives. In Nepal, security personnel working on frontline have increasingly started testing positive for the novel coronavirus. This has led to prompt arrangement for high security precautions for security personnel risking their lives at the frontline. Nepal has so far registered 3 deaths and 500 plus coronavirus cases. The government has extended lockdown throughout the nation to contain further outbreak of the virus. The security personnel have been deployed across the country to make sure the citizens abide by the lockdown, who are now identified as the high-risk frontliners. 14 security forces so far have tested positive for COVID-19. Concerns have risen after the surge of coronavirus cases in security personnel was seen.
संक्रमित हुने सम्भावना त अरूको भन्दा बढी छ। अनि चाहिँ संक्रमित भएकाहरूलाई हामी व्यवस्थापन गर्ने, उनीहरूलाई आइसोलेसनमा पठाउने आदिको कामहरू पनि एउटा विधिसम्मत किसिमले भएकै छ। र अब सुरक्षित राख्ने क्रममा पनि हामीहरूले सुरक्षाका विधिहरू जुन स्थापित मान्यताहरू भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ, त्यही कुराहरू सिकेर हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रो अधिकृत जवानहरूलाई पनि हामी त्यही लाइनले हामीले सिकाइरहेकै छौं र त्यो प्रक्रियामै हामी छौं।
As per the provided data, 7 from Nepal Police, 4 from Armed Police Force, 2 from Nepal Army and 1 from National Investigation Center have so far fallen victim to novel coronavirus infection. All concerned security authorities have directed their units to take high precautions while performing their duties.
हजुर, ब्यारेक सिस्टममा हुँदाखेरिको विषय अझ गम्भीर छ। त्यसकारणले यहाँले भने सही हो, कतिपय ठाउँमा हाम्रा ब्यारेकहरुमा हामी कन्जेस्टेड किसिमले बसेको अवस्था छ। सबै ठाउँमा सुविधा सम्पन्न घर छैनन्। अब तपाई यहीँकै मात्रै कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ भने पनि पहिलेको हनुमान ढोका को जुन चाहिँ त्यहाँबाट विस्थापन भए पश्चात अहिले पनि यहाँ बाहिर हेर्नु हो भने हामी पाल भित्रै छौं र हाम्रो अब यो कुराहरूले त स्वाभाविक रूपले संक्रमणलाई थप एउटा मलजल गरेको अवस्था चाहिँ छ।
The experts have suggested taking all necessary safety measures, especially for those security personnel currently residing at the barracks in groups. And now the news from the economic front. The Non-Residential Nepali Association (NRNA) has handed over further medical supplies to the government. The NRNA handed over the supplies it received from its China, South Korea and Macau chapter to the Ministry of Population and Health. The Vice President of the association, Sonam Lama, had handed over the supplies to the Director General of the Department of Health Management, Mahendra Shrestha. The supplies included 12,000 units of KN95 fiber mask, 2,000 units shoe cover, 2,000 units safety goggles and 190 IR thermometers. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The ruling Communist Party of China has set in motion a contentious national security law for Hong Kong, a move many predict as a major setback to Hong Kong's freedom. Hong Kong, as the Special Administrative Region (SAR) claimed by China, has been staging protests despite the coronavirus pandemic against mainland China's decision. China's proposal to implement with crucial national security laws on Hong Kong has been seen as a move for the mainland intelligence agencies to set up base in Hong Kong, increasing fears of direct law enforcement. Reuters has cited U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who defined China's action as death knell for the city's autonomy. The law to ban treason, succession, sedition and subversion could bypass Hong Kong's lawmakers, BBC reported. The British Broadcasting Corporation also quoted critics as saying Beijing has been breaking its promise to allow Hong Kong freedoms not seen elsewhere in China. Pro-democracy activists in Hong Kong have called for mass protest against what they see as erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. The Premier League is as confident as we can be about restarting in June, says Chief Executive Richard Masters, BBC reported. Players resumed training on Tuesday, the day it was announced there had been across 3 clubs. The Premier League, suspended on 13 March, had previously identified 12 June as a possible restart date. There is some momentum. We have taken the first step, Masters told BBC Sports. On deciding on the date of return, Masters said it must be flexible and could learn from the resumption of the Bundesliga last weekend. The Phase 1 of the return to training features small groups training with social distancing maintained. On Wednesday, Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden said Phase 2, the return of the contact training in elite sports, could get government approval. The Premier League hosted video conference calls to provide health reassurances to club captains and managers before training recommenced. The league began testing players and staff for coronavirus again on Friday after 6 tested positive on Tuesday. Should matches resume, Liverpool, 25 points clear at the top of the table, secure their first title in 30 years. Masters said they should be allowed a trophy presentation if there was a safe way of doing it. But some people are worried about fans gathering outside Anfield, and Masters said the potential for crowds of supporters was a major concern. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Government decides on constitutional amendment, the country's official stamp to be changed through the proposed amendment. Total coronavirus case reaches 516 in Nepal. 70 people have recovered so far. Security personnel, the new risk group for coronavirus. Safety measures taken to protect the frontliners. Plane crashes in a residential area of Pakistan. More than 100 fear dead in the accident. And Premier League Chief Executive says league ready to move to Phase 2. Return date to be decided soon. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives of the lockdown and follow healthy, hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.